Hello everyone, welcome to Hammerhead Hobbies. In this episode, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this Boeing Chinook CH-47D by Matchbox. Alright, welcome back. Let's unbox this Matchbox Boeing Chinook CH-47D. Now this is model number PK413, and this particular one was built in 1986, so it's a fairly old model. Taking out the pieces here. Let's start off with the instructions. Here's the assembly instructions, and you can see it's one big fan fold piece of paper with pretty detailed instructions. Not bad, good placement, not the most detailed, and I would definitely dry fit the pieces prior to installing them or gluing them. Okay, and again, just basic placement, and I would definitely dry fit this, but this is pretty indicative of the age of the model. Moving over to the color codes over here, and they do tell you what colors to paint individual items. Moving over here, it looks like a decal and a paint scheme guide. Even on the inside, there's different versions you can do for the decals and the paint schemes. The decals don't look very bad at all. They're good color. There's a little bit of wear on them. That might be from the covered paper on top. But there's a good number, even the small decals. I mean, the small ones aren't as clear, but they give you a good number of decals. And the bonus is they give you an instrument panel decal right there. Alright, let's start off with a sprue. As you can see, this is the interior, so there's pretty good detail on the interior. Even though you're not probably going to see much of that, they do give you some detail on that. Going over to the tires, they're very basic. Hardly any detail on them. Very basic. Same with these pieces. They do give you a lot of little pieces like handles and just little tiny pieces, which is nice to see. Landing gear is nice and thin. There's a little bit of detail in that. Very good there. And same with these pieces. You can see there is some panel lines. Again, these are all raised panel lines. Very indicative of the age. Over to the next hull. This is the main body of the plane. Again, not much detail. There is some panel lines. Again, they are raised over there, so not bad. Not the greatest detail. This is the rear ramp. Again, not a lot of detail on that. And flipping it over on the interior, again, a basic detail. They did put some lines in there for the interior. And same with that side of the hull. Okay, on this sprue, we have the bottom of the helicopter, and again, zero detail on that. These are the main rotor blades. There's a couple of lines here and there on those, and these are the other rotor blades for the other side. Moving over to the rotor head. On the you see a little bit of detail. They tried to do something. There's a little bit of flash on them, a little bulky. Not the greatest detail on that. These look like the sticks, the joysticks inside. Okay, so very basic. The seats. Oh, going over to the seats here. There's a little bit of detail on the seats. You can see some cushion. It's hard to show up on the camera, the dark plastic there. And then you do again have your instrument panel here, which we have a decal for, so not too bad. Moving on to the last piece, which is a canopy. These are the side glass there, which are very thick, very wavy. You wouldn't be able to see anything through them. You can see through that, you can barely see anything. Maybe some dark spots you'll be able to see. Plus, there's going to be no light in the actual helicopter. Looking at the main canopy, it looks very bulky, you know, fairly thick. It's not clear, it's wavy. There's some imperfections in it. Okay, you do have some of the molding circle in there. You know, not the greatest canopy in the world. The lines are a little, a little thick. I think you can make it look nice, but usually something that big, I'll try and polish it up. Try not to lose some of the detail, but I'll try to polish it and then dip it in Pledge or Future, whichever you have. So there you go. This is the Matchbox Chinook CH-47D in 1:72. Again, this model was made in 1987, and you know, going over the fact, I don't like this style of box, the side open and you put the pieces in there, just because the as you can see, they don't fit in properly. I like the lift top boxes way better. You know, when I'm making a model, I like to store my pieces in there. If I am taking it out and then putting it back for storage, you can see how difficult this is to put the model back in. I don't know why they produced it like that. You know, it's just struggled there. And then some of the pieces fall off, and off the sprues, they can get lost, you know, falling out of the gaps for there. So stick around for the pros and cons and a quick summary of what I think of this helicopter. All right, now for the pros and cons. Pros. There are many steps in the instructions. Decals are in good shape, and there are a lot of small pieces to add detail to the model. Cons. Instructions could be more clear. There's not enough detail on the sprue pieces. The clear sprues are thick and wavy, and the box design is not good for storing parts. Overall, they do give you many pieces to make it more challenging, and this is best suited for intermediate to advanced modelers. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you enjoy the build.